Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
The man, the myth himself, the co-founder of ShipSmith, Mr. Hari Shankar. और बैकग्राउंड में तालियां बजवाते थे। दादा सेंसिटिविटी एकदम। मैं ज्यादा गुड लुकिंग लग रहा हूँ।
3, 2, 1.
Hello maritime community. Welcome to the latest episode of Shipping with Shailendra. In today's episode, we would like to talk to the man himself, Mr. Hari Shankar.
Hi.
Hi Hari, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, and it's very good to welcome by our own company. And
Definitely.
yes, jokes apart, we can always discuss some topics which will benefit the marine community and our organization as well.
Definitely. So this whole podcast series is designed for the same purpose, so that we can share the information which we keep talking in the house with the outside world as well.
Yes.
So in today's episode, the agenda to talk about is the importance of riding crew, why it's important, what kind of riding crews we can offer, and how it's getting traction around the world,
Sure.
irrespective of different kind of ships. So if I have to ask you basically, what is a riding crew in a layman's term? How would you describe it?
This in shipping, ship is just like sailing a factory in a sea.
Yeah, with huge amount of machine.
With huge amount of machinery, where a limited amount of people has been deployed to do the work, operational work, as well as maintenance work. But as demand increases in the market nowadays, they are having very little times to do the maintenance work, especially critical maintenance work where they require shore support. So a riding crew comes in a picture where we have like our organization or companies like us, they are having group of skilled people who are doing their job on behalf of ship. So they go on board a ship, join a ship with proper documentation. They sail along with the ship for quite some times as per the agreement with the managers or owners. Then they do the job, maintenance work, then in next port or so they depart from there.
So if we have to kind of list down or talk about the specific type of works they are doing, what kind of works they usually do?
Normal operational maintenance is done by the ship's crew itself during the sailing or whenever they get anchorage, or if they have a port stay and port authority permits them. But whenever they are not getting those kind of time, and so especially like cleaning, shipping, painting,
The weather deck and all.
weather decks, maintenance for critical maintenance work, whether they require ample amount of time which they are not getting during anchorage and port stay. So companies like us, like ShipSmith, also provides a skilled workforce for chipping, painting, hydroblasting, and maintenance work for machinery like main engine, generators, other machinery work, special work like hydraulic repairs. So these kind of teams, group of teams, organizations like us are having in their pool, and they connect wherever required.
So Hari well explained how the riding crew works, what kind of works they can do, and usually where do we provide them. So and I am understanding that when we need audit inspections to be done, especially when let's say we are visiting US, some kind of Coast Guard inspections is there, we deploy riding crew there as well, right?
Yes.
So why don't we deploy as many as we want? That's a very funny question, but why?
There are some regulations on board a ship that need to be maintained all the time, and that is a safety regulations. Like you have to see how much is your lifeboat capacity is.
Okay.
Suppose lifeboat capacity is 30 and you already having your in-house crew members 24. So you have room to deploy only 6 riding crews or 6 persons all together. So if you see, suppose we need to prepare for an audit or we need to prepare for a survey. So previous port you can deploy only 6 persons because of regulatory norms.
Regulations.
Yes. So that is the main criteria actually.
So, does that kind of define that all the 6 people or 5 people who are deploying, they need to be very highly skilled?
Yes, of course, because they have a very limited time, and these group of people should be well aware of the ship operational requirements
And do multiple jobs.
and do multiple jobs. What happens? People go on board a ship and they have been deployed work by a chief engineer or superintendents and a limited time, and they do the job and depart from the upcoming port.
So, if we talk about need of skilled workers, there's a growing sense that there's a lack of skilled workers in the market, shortage of workers in the market. What's your take on that?
See, sea and ship, it's a very challenging job in nature. So generally people does not attract to those scenarios because of physical demands on board a ship. So
Physical demanding
yes,
job.
yes, physical demanding job. So this is the main reason people come on board. They do the job, and whenever there is a stress physically, they find it. They generally don't like it, and they leave the
Leave the
job
industry
early. Yes,
altogether.
yes.
To there.
So but main takeaway from is this: those particular segment of people, they also become a riding crew
Later on. So, if I have to tie up the kind of loose ends, many of them leave the ship, but they still come back to the ship.
Yes.
Because that's what they have learned.
Yes.
But on in general, since we're talking about skilled workers and training, right? What kind of training and programs or training planning a company should have to have more and more skilled workers in their pipeline, and so that they can use whenever they want to?
The company like us who provides a riding crew, and company like management and ownership, so they are having their in-house capacity. So for management company and for the ownership company, they have to run a continuous learning program for their in-house workmanship, and the company like us, they have to run program for their riding crew for development of their skill.
So that's a different kind of pipeline.
Yes.
So now we are kind of reaching into a topic where it is all about training, long-term planning, what are the ROIs of that, and I feel that this should be a discussion of
Yes.
different episode altogether.
Yes, it's a
Because
long distance.
we would like to sit down again and talk about exactly the metrics we are following for training, how we are developing the pipeline, what are the ways we are identifying those skilled workers, because we are in this for the long term, right?
Yes.
And this could constitute another episode, another
Yes,
talk
yes,
altogether.
sure.
So anyways, Hari, nice to talk to you on this topic.
Thanks.
We'll come back on this again.
Yes, sure.
So maritime community, today we talked about riding crew, the need for riding crew, or what kinds of riding crews we have, and how do skilled workforce helps us in preparing for the riding crew availability across the world within our organization. Next episode, we'll talk with Hari about long-term training pipelines, training metrics we use to develop fine and well-tuned skilled workers. Thank you.